Wow, the Eagles have done it again. They go into Baltimore in a hostile environment and post another tough, gritty performance for their 8th straight win. They hold Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry without allowing the big play tonight. This defense is absolutely elite, and they are carrying this squad yet again. Saquon Barkley is electric, Mr. Automatic, if you will, and he took the crown today. He showed who the real king is. Meanwhile, Jalen Hurts puts up a couple big plays without turning the ball over. The coaching staff has this team clicking on all cylinders, and after everybody in the national media picked them to lose this game, the question is, what do they have to say? Well, welcome into A to Z Philly. I'm RB. Do me a huge favor, like this video, go down below and hit that subscribe button. Are the Eagles the best team in the NFL? I think the answer is now yes, and I will tell you why. But we need to start it off with this defense. The Eagles get a 24-19 win, but if you actually watch this game, this was a defensive masterclass, all right? Screw the last drive. Doesn't matter. They gave up 12 points today. Those last 70 yards, in my opinion, don't even count. I mean, the Ravens had almost 400 yards of offense today. Take away 70, they're around 320, 330. And this was the number one offense in the NFL, averaging 426 yards per game, and Vic Fangio does it again. No Devontae Smith, no Darius Slay, Eagles starters injured during the game, Reed Blankenship concussion, guys going down left and right, coming back into the game. Doesn't matter. Eagles got out to the worst start you could think of. They're down 9-0. They're getting outgained by 111 yards in the first quarter. Vic Fangio makes the adjustments. The Eagles defense steps up, gets the big hits, and they just continue to bend but not break. And a couple key turning points in this game allowed the Eagles to get back in it after a tumultuous start on the offensive play calling side. Second quarter comes around, they start feeding Saquon the rock. They start getting Jalen into these good rhythms, and the Eagles bounce back. But the defense, no matter what, I think my main takeaway is that they just hold together, man. They're like one big puzzle that where all the pieces are glued together. One guy goes down, the other guy steps up and picks him up. One guy makes a mistake. Reed Blankenship whiffs on a couple plays against Mark Andrews. Doesn't matter because CJ Gardner-Johnson is there, because Cooper DeJean is there, Quinyon Mitchell, Zack Baun made some huge plays in this game. Doesn't matter who it is. They always pick each other up. Brandon Graham out for the season. Jalen Hunt comes in. This team is amazing, man. Eagles defense holds the Ravens to their second lowest yardage total and second lowest success rate of the season. 8 straight wins, and an incredible job by Vic Fangio to come in here in the offseason with a unit that ranked 29th last year in DVOA, which is pretty much measuring based on the down, based on the distance, how successful this defense is. And they are the best in the NFL right now. They are number one in almost every category. And you're going up against a defense that's number one against the run. And Saquon does it again. We'll get to him. But this Eagles defense outplays the Ravens. And who else can they not do it against? I mean, everybody in the national media, all the analysts picked the Ravens to win. I was back and forth. I ended up picking the Birds. But I'm sitting there in the fourth quarter. And for once, and as long as I can remember, I'm going, wow, I'm not nervous. The Eagles defense is good enough, and they will hold up, or they'll make the big play, and they will win this game. I am so confident in this defense right now. Eagles defense against top 10 offenses since the bye week. They held the Ravens to 19 points. They held the Commanders to 18. They held the Bengals to 17 points. All three of the teams were averaging 27 plus points per game. This Eagles defense has the formula. They have the secret sauce. It doesn't matter, man, whether it's young guys, whether it's vets. Everybody knows their job. Everybody executes. And it's actually just so crazy when you think about how this team is built. The Eagles start with the trenches. They always work from the front and work their way back. But this defense really is predicated on the secondary that is really just playing so well based on 2 rookies, Quinyon Mitchell and Cooper DeJean, and everybody else just finding their void and finding what they need to do to help the team. Nobody has an ego. Everybody's just one piece of the equation. And I mean, there's so many guys. We could sit here. I just did a whole post-game live stream. I could go down the list for 2 hours shouting everybody out in this game. There were so many elite performances. How about Jalen Carter, man? I'll tell you what, watching this game, I was really honed in on Jalen Carter. He had probably about 10 plays where he was held and he was doubled every play. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Jalen Carter was indeed the best talent in the draft last year. He is generational. 8 pressures, 7 hurries, 3 tackles for losses, 2 quarterback hits, and a sack. He should be in the running for Defensive Player of the Year. How about Zack Baun, or as they're calling him, Sack Baun? 13 tackles again today, a sack on third down. He had the big play because, going into that third quarter, the Eagles defense, which again is just why this performance is so memorable, because they were on the field for 12 minutes in the third quarter. The Eagles offense kind of went back and reverted to the first quarter play calling where they're not getting AJ involved, not getting a lot of touches for Saquon. The defense went out there, a 14-play drive. They didn't give up the touchdown. Matter of fact, on 3rd and 5, Zack Baun made a huge play alongside Jalix Hunt, and really just a critical mistake by Lamar Jackson to take a 14-yard sack. That pushed them out of field goal range, or maybe it was field goal range, but Justin Tucker is seeing stars out there. And that was all credit to Zack Baun and the big play he made. And he just continues to make plays every single game. Tackle for loss, quarterback hit, forced fumble. N'Kobe did his part as well. And later in that third quarter, I think they had like a 10-play drive or 12-play drive. And again, they bend but don't break. And when the offense was sputtering and before they were able to get the juice from Saquon, like they do every week, it's the defense that always holds up strong and keeps them in the game. And I just cannot say enough good things about Baun, Jalen Carter, Jalix Hunt. I mean, Nolan Smith was incredible. Jordan Davis in the run game was amazing. And those were the keys in this game. You couldn't let Derrick Henry break the big one, and you had to contain Lamar. And they did both of those things. Lamar wasn't really seeing much downfield. I mean, when's the last time the Eagles defense gave up a big play? Quinyon Mitchell today, targeted 4 times, allowed 2 catches, 5 yards, no touchdown. Just the way this team's playing. Even when Avonte Maddox has a stupid penalty, he should never play for this team again. Even when Keely Ringo or whoever else racks up the penalties, they had 6 in the first quarter, 2 the rest of the game. Lot of iffy penalties, and there was a lot that weren't called, but the Philadelphia Eagles just play through everything. It doesn't matter. This team is mentally strong. Cooper DeJean, with, the game on the line, 3rd and 8, you need a big stop. He doesn't only tackle Derrick Henry, he lifts him up and drives him into the ground. And you just can't say enough good things about these rookies, man. Talk about the exclamation point. This defense held up all game. They're number 1 for a reason, and I think they can play against anybody. Then we flip it on the other side. Saquon Barkley does it again. Shows King Henry why Saquon is the MVP. And I'll just say that right now. Saquon should be the MVP. Credit to Josh Allen, credit to Lamar and all these guys. Saquon does it every week. Another 100-yard game. And when the offense needed a big play, I was waiting for it. I was anticipating it. It wasn't a 60 or 70-yard play, but Saquon in the fourth quarter takes the rock and breaks one off for 25 and a touchdown. And for there, the Eagles never look back. They were down 9-0 after the first. They outscored Baltimore 24-10 in the last 3 quarters. And Saquon Barkley is just so consistent. He just waits and he waits until that big hole opens up. And credit to the O-line, man. The Eagles O-line completely outplayed the Ravens D-line. And even on the opposite side, although the Eagles only had 3 sacks, they were getting to Lamar. They were putting pressure in his face. Credit to Jalen Carter and the rest of the boys. Eagles trenches are consistently solid. And sometimes we don't emphasize it enough, but man, they are just so damn good from left to right. Most rushing yards now in the NFL, Saquon Barkley, 1499. He is the king. We are only in week 13. Could he actually do it? If he averages 100 yards the rest of the season, Saquon Barkley is going to have a 2,000-yard season. He has been absolutely phenomenal. And Jalen Hurts didn't make the turnovers again. He didn't force one into a tight window. He was going up against the second worst team against the pass. And once they started to get him into rhythm, finding AJ, finding, some of these other guys, using Saquon and even using his legs, he made a couple big adjustments, couple big audibles at the line of scrimmage and changed up some plays, couple big runs from Jalen. He always has that second half drive where he needs to put the ball in the end zone, and he always finds a way to, or at least push the team down the field, move the sticks. And Nick Sirianni talked about him after the game, said, anybody saying Hurts is just a game manager is BS. And Jalen gave some love to his coach for backing him up. And he says Jalen deserves being in the MVP consideration. And, you know, Jalen, Nick, these guys are just finding ways to win games. Lastly, Howie Roseman, just a credit to him of how he built this team, the additions they made in the offseason, Baun, Barkley, drafting Quinyon and Cooper DeJean, bringing in the vet, I guess you could call him, Vic Fangio, who's been around the game, who was talked about so badly from Miami. That team is soft. Look at what they're doing now. Vic Fangio comes in, hometown, a fresh start, and look at how this defense is playing. And to start 2-2, matter of fact, if the drop doesn't happen against the Falcons, this team would only have lost one game so far. And now that they beat the Ravens, I mean, the media can say what they want. I don't know if the Eagles are going to lose again. They might tally off 13 in a row. That's how damn good this team is. The team believes in each other, and they're just having fun out there. And I said my secret key to this game would be Justin Tucker versus Jake Elliott. Jake Elliott made his field goal and extra points. Justin Tucker left 7 points on the board. So one of the best, maybe the best of all time, has lost his talent. He's lost everything. He's washed. He's done. I mean, John Harbaugh had to hug him on the sideline. So Justin Tucker blew this game for the Ravens, and shout out to Jake Elliott for holding strong again. But the Eagles win again. They have won 8 games in a row. There is no discredit tolerated this week. Who can't they beat? I think the Eagles are the best in the NFL right now. I saw the Lions almost choke one to the Bears the other day, which resulted in the Bears coach getting fired. Buffalo's really good. I would put them as a close second. Chiefs have been getting lucky with their wins. I think the Eagles are the best team right now, and the way they're playing, building this momentum, can hopefully land them that 1 seed. That would be so huge to let the playoffs run through the link. So give me your thoughts down below. Eagles get it done again. Appreciate everybody for tapping in. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. That being said, I'll catch you on the next one.
Discover BetMGM Casino and leap into a world filled with all your favorite casino games. Plus exclusive ones you can't find anywhere else. And progressive jackpots that keep growing. All of it right at your fingertips. BetMGM Casino. Start your adventure today